As mentioned in our last episode, the fan series has had quite a few difficulties over the months of trying to get things started. From production delays to a cast re-swap and various rewrites and everything else in between. The fact that we actually made it to episode 2 at this point, considering everything that we've gone through, is honestly quite an achievement. Okay, so we're on episode 2 now.
Yeah, believe it or not.
We made it.
Did not actually think we'd get here.
And we're starting off today with a sword fight.
Very Doctor Who, isn't it? So we're starting off with the brief sword fight between King Harold and William the Conqueror. And then we are sort of going back to the beginning, and then we are going to sort of shoot things very out of order. Again, very Doctor Who, to just not shoot in the right order. What you'll discover with this series is quite ambitious in terms of the stories that we're telling, and it's basically come from, I want to do everything that I didn't do when I was playing the Doctor, because I'm now not involved in front of the camera, so I am able to plan ahead and more. And we did the Sea Devils a while ago. I always wanted to do the Sea Devils, and I made sure that I faced off against the Sea Devils. But I wanted to do the Autons, and I wanted to bring in Unit, which we did in episode 1, and then I also wanted to do the Sontarans. And I was thinking, what an interesting war to choose, and what is one that is going to be, in a way, kind of easy. So I went for 1066 in the Battle of Hastings, and the real reason for that is because we can kind of cheat a little bit, use a lot of fields, use a lot of forests, and as long as we avoid any kind of modern technology, it can be literally any time period.
The idea of doing a story set in 1066 on the Battle of Hastings is an idea that Chris has had for like the longest time, especially with something on the Sontarans, that he wanted to do this like for ages. In fact, back when we were making Series 5, Chris had the idea of having the pieces of the Heart of Time scattered across different time zones and different time periods. Back when there were supposed to be 4 pieces instead of the 2 that we ended up going with. And one of the time periods that Chris wanted to be set was the Battle of Hastings. But in the end, since we cut down the series to a handful of episodes, we ended up scrapping the Battle of Hastings idea. But Chris was obsessed with this idea of wanting to do the Battle of Hastings as a Sontaran story.
But episode 2, 1066, the Battle of Hastings.
As such, he's kept on to this idea for the longest time and finally had an excuse to use it.
I was never sure if it was going to stay titled 1066, but the more into things we got, the more I just realised like there's no better title for this episode, unless I title it something with Sontaran in the name, but I just don't see the point, to be honest.
Hi, my name is Munir El Masik, and I am playing William the Conqueror in episode 2. So, William the Conqueror is somebody very sure of himself. He believes he has the absolute right to rule England because, of course, historically he was promised a throne. Harold then betrayed him and took the throne for himself. So he's here, and he does genuinely believe he's got the moral high ground. He believes that he'd be a better king, and he believes that Harold is more of a tyrant. So he's here, in his mind, to at least free the people for the better and to rule as king.
What? You don't put the shirt on. You haven't put the shirt on. It's a shirt.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think I might have helped. I think I might have helped you.
Probably.
I think I helped you put it on last time.
Yeah, that's probably
right. So let's do the whole thing, right? So blah 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 blah. Attack. try it again? Do you want to do it so it's like really smooth? And go. Yeah. Got to try.
Let's just start from there. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that works.
That's a good shot.
Yeah. Like the actual sword fighting for the disarm, some bits. That's all meant to be. That's all meant to be one movement. Yeah. I'm making no sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And then down that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we do that again, but just from here.
Don't worry about the glitter.
You were going chips.
If the glitter chips off, it's not the end of the world. It's not meant to be a glittery.
Right, so run this way.
Back and then that way. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. So then you can just
So you're there, you're here, right? Go for a swing, and then you're just gonna knock the swing out of your hand. Would you be able to? Then we'll try to right, so I wonder how easy this will be. Go for the swing. Knock it, right? So that's now like gonna do something. Can you catch the sword? Just about, yeah. I think we're onto something here.
if we can manage that.
The final attack. Yeah, we need to practice that. that's what I thought. Attack. Almost. I'm gonna see. Let me see if I can. Oh, it is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really throw it at you.
That's right.
Right? I don't think it's going to work.
No, it's cool though.
Yeah,
it would
it
be
would be.
sick.
So, filming on location, obviously, as you guys know, filmed on location. One of the hardest parts, of course, is battling with your environment, because we had trains and planes and people walking their dogs and ducks and all that. So ducks, fine, but when you're filming a scene that's set almost 1,000 years ago now, there weren't cars or trains. We had to cut and start again quite a few times. But that's just the perils of when we're shooting guerrilla style, and adds a lot of elements of fun to it. It's always quite fun to film like that, and yeah, it came out really good. Everyone was on ball. Everyone was professional. It was fantastic.
Wait a minute, is this a reenactment?
What are you talking? My lady, I am William.
William who?
Surely not. Surely. I am William of Normandy, soon to be William the Conqueror. So, funny enough, because Steffi, who plays Vicky, is one of my best friends. She's incredible. And so initially, when I saw the post, I remember I saw a post on Facebook looking for the casting call for her character Vicky, and I said to her, "Oh, I saw this, you know." And then obviously she got it. She auditioned, got the part. She's incredible. And then she said, "Oh, by the way, they want some William the Conqueror." I was like, "Yeah, go on, sure, I'll be up for that." So they cast me William the Conqueror, and yeah, it's really we really got to work together. It was really cool because I love working with Steffi. She's very fantastic. She's also one of the few people who matches my energy, which is great. So she's fantastic.
Right, so Commander Core, the Destroyer. So I obviously realised I had to create a brand new Sontaran, and I wanted this to be kind of a bit of a love letter to the Sontarans and for the fans. So I did a bit of research to not only find a fleet number that hadn't been used, so we got the 11th Sontaran battle fleet.
Core as a character is quite interesting, as he's a Sontaran that is eager to prove himself. Being banished, he's in exile, he just wants to rejoin the Sontaran Legion and is doing anything to reclaim his former glory.
But I liked the idea of there being one Sontaran and the Doctor trying to kind of figure out why is there only one Sontaran? And it turns out he'd been banished from his fleet for, you know, not being a good enough Sontaran, I suppose. And Commander Core is hell-bent on getting back to his fleet, so he thinks by changing the events of 1066 and dominating that battle will allow him back into the 11th Sontaran battle fleet. So that is kind of like the motivation behind Commander Core. And it's a cool character. I like the name. Sounds good. Rolls off the tongue. Core the Destroyer.
So this is the second sword fight for this shoot. This time with Core and the Doctor. So on the Sontaran stuff.
You might want the mask on.
Yep, I'm doing that. So
Alright, you just put that on first.
yep.
Don't want to tell you what to do.
Bloody hell.
I can't.
Thank Chris for that, for you painted it.
I can't tell if it's good or not, to be honest.
It's like Davros and Commander Carr get a baby and then that's what happens. So. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Latex and acrylic paint.
Surprisingly easy to paint, actually. You get liquid latex, acrylic paint, and you mix it together.
Yeah.
And then paint over latex.
Yep. We filmed this on location in Clapham, and it was on a very busy Sunday, so we had lots of like people and pedestrians walking around in the background, especially on the bridge scene. That took way longer than it should have because we had multiple people walking across it. And then there's me, either dressed as a barbarian in the midst of a sword fight, or dressed as a Sontaran with the helmet and the mask and everything. Now, I'm used to filming in public places with the weird costumes that we wear for the series, but this was by far the most busy place we'd ever filmed in at that point. Especially with me in costume, so yeah, the looks we got were quite something, I'll tell you that. So this is the helmet that we used for the Sontaran costume. If you saw our Heart of Time fan film from last year, we used it in that as well. So it's just a salad bowl with the eye holes cut out and a foam ring around the bottom as well as the detail on the top in order to give it a bit of a classic vibe. This is the collar, all made out of EVA foam with various bits in between to cover up the seams in order to give it more sturdy structure. And the whole point of that is it has magnets, so you put it together and it clips together. That way it doesn't fall apart while I'm wearing it. So this is the Commander Core mask, basically the head that's underneath the helmet. We were struggling to find something suitable, the right shape of a Sontaran, so Chris found this mask on Amazon, and we mixed up some acrylic paint as well as some liquid latex in order to paint it. Okay, so the plan with these gloves, since this side's rubber, I was planning to hot glue the foam to it so it would stick, but that has not gone well at all. Like, the gloves have been falling apart at the seams since the first Sontaran scene, but weirdly, super glue has been doing wonders. Like, it's sticking up way better than hot glue ever did. So, word of advice: super glue works better with rubber gloves apparently.
So I knew going into writing it that yes, it is ambitious, but I also was kind of like, I can write this sensibly. So the whole episode sort of takes place the day before the Battle of Hastings, meaning we never actually see the Battle of Hastings occur. It's almost like the Doctor and Vicky and Steven have arrived at the kind of pinnacle moment. They've got the chance to save history. And that kind of plays in a little bit to the whole time rupture thing. It might seem like it was by accident or a coincidence that they ended up there. It's not. It's by design. And you'll see how that unfolds throughout the series. But there's no real accidents to where they're ending up. It's all kind of feeding into the wider story. So you might think, oh, these adventures are quite fun and stand alone. But I would say pay attention. Pay attention. There are a few things that I'm laying out there that are going to be a big deal in the future.
Yeah, we got a new green screen now.
Well, newish.
The frame's the same, but the screen itself is new. The sheet's new.
It's a new sheet, guys.
It's an
Yep.
upgrade.
Yep.
Very in progress.
And then, you know, for some reason, big green sheets are oddly priced. This was 20 quid.
Yeah.
Although I was contemplating getting one that's apparently crease free, but it's 80 quid. And I was like, don't think I could justify 80 quid.
Yeah, trust me.
And creases don't bother me. I am really good at keying out creases. I've done it for a while. The real challenge is going to be like the scene we're about to shoot.
Where are we?
There's some oh shit.
Oh shit.
There's some technicalities.
Yeah, it's that
There's,
because it's down on the screen, so just
there's some
pulling the screen down. It's pulling the screen down.
technical bits that we're going to figure out. Steffi and Simon, if you were to move to the sides, you would start to fall out of the shot very quickly.
This way, but not.
Yeah. So
No.
you, Edward's fine because he's slap bang in the middle.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's the doctor. So do this.
Bow down to yourself.
Now we're going and action.
What's the game plan then? Win the fight and kill the king? Oh, come on, we're going to be dead soon. It's not like we're going to tell anyone.
Humans really are a pathetic race. The Sontarans will conquer all of these first. Sorry, I'm just fine. Let's try it. We'll go from there.
Okay,
Well, we can do
course,
it
I'm so sorry, of
without
course.
the line.
It's okay. Right, Kenny, now that I'm beginning to understand
Yep.
what's wrong with time, I will find a way to fix it.
When they're
Right. So
But for
We're
now,
basically going to have to
we
stand
need
off
stop
screen
sometimes.
like this
How did you know
and
that
hold it in
dungeon
place
contained a pool?
so that he can at least tap it.
I didn't, but I did notice there
That's
was
gonna be your
Sontaran
role.
tech everywhere in the car.
Um,
And that's what we're going to use against Commander Short.
you guys good?
So I'm just going with the emotions.
What haven't we noticed? What haven't we
Commander
noticed?
Core, blimey.
Something wrong with the oxygen in the air.
Yeah. No, not mine. That's their voice, but okay. Yeah.
in a bit more.
What?
Up.
Look around.
What is it?
In. He's going to be there.
You're going to be there. Okay, maybe.
Let's go, yeah.
Just,
Ooh.
is that on shot on?
No.
Because that orange is the kind of the off shot. So
Yeah.
if you come in
Move
slightly.
in, but we're trying not to get Kenny's hands.
No. Is there anything that we've got that's high enough that we can stand it on?
Well, that's what I was thinking originally, but also I'm trying to think about like avoiding.
I
having
could get my
to cover
tripod
the
to do it
screen. Yeah. Where's your tripod?
upstairs.
I think we've already experienced the trip of a lifetime.
Well, I do try, but we don't have a lot of time. Time! Commander Court is alone. He's an outcast.
So what's so special about
Sontarans don't travel alone unless they've been banished.
Like a court martial.
Exactly. So maybe Kor believes that by rewriting Earth's greatest battles, he can earn the favour of the Sontaran fleet.
that? 9.
So what do we need to? Oh, so we need to stop him, right?
So we need to stop him, right?
It's all I need, advice from myself.
Sometimes your own advice is the best advice. You need to move on. You are the doctor. And Vicky and Steven are counting on you to fix whatever is happening to time.
This has gone through a few iterations. It was originally going to be my doctor. The idea being that the doctor experiences an event. In this case, it's witnessing Steven execute Commander Call, and he doesn't quite know how to deal with the situation yet. So he essentially talks to himself, and it's all kind of taking place in his mind. It was originally going to be my doctor that was talking to him, but I spoke to some friends, and we all kind of agreed that it would seem weird for my doctor to come back 2 episodes after I regenerated. So I then changed it to be the Doctor talking to the Doctor, so it would have been Edward talking to Edward. And then I've kind of landed on instead using the Mystery Doctor, because the Mystery Doctor has kind of got this bit of through line of appearing inside the Doctor's mind. It's almost like the Mystery Doctor is the Nick Fury to our Doctor Who cinematic universe. And the Mystery Doctor is quite an important character. We don't know a ton about his era. That's the whole point in the Mystery Doctor audio adventures that are coming soon. And that's why we did the kind of little prequel mini episodes, because that's all feeding into the wider plan. And I think it's cool to have a Doctor that didn't have like a live action mainline series have this kind of reappearing factor, and is able to kind of have a bit of a lasting legacy throughout every era of the series that we've done.
I swear going through these things never gets any easier.
So where's the time rupture dumped us this time?
It's very dark in here, isn't it? Do you think the place is abandoned?
You were saying?
All right. It's still very quiet. Anyone on board?
No. Shh. The engines are still running, and it looks pretty advanced by the looks of things.
I mean, yeah, but are you not going to wake up the crew by turning the lights on and off? Or?
No, the ship must be running on autopilot, and we would have attracted security, knowing my luck.
Don't jinx it, Doctor.
What happened?
I don't know, but I think we just caught the attention of the crew.
Organic life forms detected.
Oh, no.
Intruders will be eliminated.